Three lights flicker from the porch outside. One thing that, and I don't know that it was on purpose, but I would hear a song, like, okay, I'm working on this piece and it sounds like this. I just hear it vocal. I hear what it should sound like. And so I started trying to sound like the voice I'm hearing in my head. It sounds breathier or deeper or whatever it might be.
I'm really impressed with Robert's vocals on this album. He really stretched himself to try some other parts of his vocal range, and with the kind of music that we're working on right now, I think that was really effective and a really important step for us as a group.
Surely it's right for temptation to keep distance near.
Audacity was one I really gave up hope on. I'd worked out a couple little pieces, I sent them to Robert, and it just wasn't going in any direction that I could figure out.
He had these little parts, and so he and I had worked on that together, trying to make it into a song, and we had this idea. It sounded sort of like a 80s rock song thing, and then as a group we started working on it. It just didn't feel right. Especially John just didn't think it was going to do anything.
Robert spent some time reworking it a little bit, and he even went so far as to make a sort of proof of concept demo tape to play for me, and I have to admit I was sold at that point.
It just took some time, and I took some stuff that Rob had played, some drum parts that Rob played, and I said, well, what if we played the guitar differently in the verses? So I just sort of mapped out this, okay, what if thing, and then later played it back for John, and he's like, okay, that's it. I get it now, okay.
Robert and Rob were convinced that it would all work, and hearing it in the context, I absolutely admit that they were right. And so going forward, I vow to be a more open-minded bandmate.
John played the lead in the control room on Robert's Veta amp, and so we were running him through take after take after take, and just kind of hearing a bunch of stuff, and it was that one's my favorite, because John played a line on his guitar, and I'm like, that is cool. I said, you need to play that again. And it took a few minutes to talk about that. I'm like, you played it, but like, you're doing your own call and answer, like repeat it, make it a repeater, play it again. I really liked the way that I got to at least have input on that. We always had full intentions of doing something. We just didn't know where it was, and I think it was maybe the reason why it is now is because the time is right and it all lined up, and we were able to make a plan and execute it. So
this CD is really a promise kept for us. A couple of years ago, we all committed to more vigorously work on music together. We weren't going to let it drop like we had in the past. We really wanted to see this through to the end, and I'm really happy and pleased.
I was pretty surprised that we ended up with a really good sounding CD for guys in the basement just doing this as a hobby. This is really more of this poignant moment for us as three guys who are all now early 40s to say, hey, we're here. We're excited, and we're going to keep going. So. To score is the score. Life is taking even more. Still surprised to see I'm practically sort of, you and I were doing some writing. Sorry, is it okay if I refer to you as the, John, do you want me to refer to you in the third person?
Yeah, why don't you?
Okay.
Breaking Silence, and God bless it, what the hell is the name of that song? If you're watching in the future, I really am this confused.
Please just give the band some money.
Think of us in your will you?
Is anybody related to Martha Stewart around here?
Cisco is the scar.